Dharma prochita kaitava atra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Vedyam vastavam atra vastu sivadan tapatrayon moolanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kritkam va Parairishwaraha. Sadyo hridi avarudyate atra kritubihi sushru subhistakshanat. Nihama kalpataror galitam phalam sukhamughat amrudam ziva samyuttam. Vibada Bhagavatam rasamalayam uraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narotamam. Devim saraswatim vyasam tado jayam udirayet. Vasudheve bhavati bhakti yoga prayojitaha. Janayati asu vairagyam jnanam cha yat ahaitukam. Shunvatam swakatha Krishna punya shavana kirtanaha. Virade antasto hi abhadrani vidunoti suhrit satham. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhavata sevaya. Bhavati uttama sloke bhakti bhavati naishtaki. Vasudeva para veda vasudeva para makaha. Vasudeva para yoga vasudeva para kriyaha. Vasudeva param jnanam vasudeva parattapaha. Vasudeva paro dharma vasudeva para gatihi. Krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha. Nanda gopa kumaraya govindaya namo namaha. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam. Pranama dukkha samanas tam namami harim param. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everyone. Welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam discussion sessions. It is said in one scripture that prapsyasya brahmano rupam praptuscha pratyagatmanaha praptupayam palam chaiva tata prapti virodhicha vadanti sakala vedaha setihasa puranakaha munayascha mahatmanaha veda vedantinaha. The meaning of this is the itihasas and puranas, the Vedas, all those different scriptures that we have under the umbrella of Sanatana Dharma, they all talk about 5 important topics. Whether you take Ramayana, whether you take Mahabharata, in Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, or Bhagavatam, Vishnu Purana, or any of the Vedas you take. There's only 5 topics of big concern to any of these scriptures. Praptasya brahmano rupam, praptasya pratyagatmanaha, praptu upayam, palam chaiva, tata prapti virodhicha. These are the 5 things. That is, praptasya brahmano rupam. One has to know about God. Who is the cause of this entire creation? How this all came into existence? Who is that God? What is he doing? Where is he located? Does he have an address? All sort of questions about God. Does he have a form? He doesn't have a form? Does he exist? He doesn't exist. This could be also a question. So to know about God, that's a very important subject that the scriptures shows and teaches and gives us answer. Praptyasya brahmano rupam. Praptuscha pratyagatmana. The next thing one need to know is about oneself. The nature of self. Who am I? Am I this body, or am I something different than this body? Is body and Atma same? What happens to Atma if it is not body? So those questions, those type of questions to know about oneself, it's a second subject matter one should know. So the first is knowing about God. The second is to know about Atma. The third is, once we know about God and once we know about Atma, then what is the mean for one to attain the Brahman, the Supreme Lord? How the Jivatma can attain Paramatma. Upayam, that's called Upayam, means, because there are different Upayams are there. There are Upayams which falls under we are only talking about, which is the Astika, not Nastikas, Astikas. Astika means one who believes the other world, one who believes the Vedas, one who believes God. These are the three things to make a person as Astikas. Nastika are those people who does not believe in the other world, who does not believe in existence of God, who does not believe in the scriptures. So when we talk about how do we attain God, we are only concerned about the Itihasas and Puranas and Vedas, what they speak about, not about the other philosophy which doesn't even come under, who doesn't even believe in these Vedas. So Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Sharanagati or Prapati, whatever one may call, there are different means that one can attain God. So that is Upayam. Now, I know God, I know about myself, I know the means to attain God. Knowing means these are the subjects is being provided. And the fourth thing is, what am I going to do after attaining God? There should be something, right? If there's no something, after what I do, then there's no point in even thinking about attaining God. What am I going to do after attaining God? Prayojanam anutishya na mandopi pravartate. That's a statement. It is said, even a fool does not do anything if he knows he's not going to get anything in return. Right? Mandopi pravartate. He doesn't take any initiative if he's not going to get anything out of it. Therefore, I understand God, I understand Jivatma, and I also know the means to attain Jivatma. The fourth thing is phalam. Phalam means, what am I going to get out of this? What am I going to get by following this upaya to attain God? What is the end result after that? So that is also spoken in the scriptures, in the Itihasas, Puranas, and Vedas. And the final thing is, of the fifth topic that discussed in the scriptures is Virodhicha. Virodhicha, the enemies. Enemies. What are the enemies or the obstacles? Now that I know God, now that I know I'm Atma, Atma's duty is to attain God. That's a process is either by Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga, or Sharanagati. I'm going to attain God. And after attaining God, I know I'm going to do something over there, but I know all these four topics. I know all these four. But what is that one which is stopping me not to proceed in this path? Right? That's a very important topic to know. We know everything, but if we don't know what is stopping me to proceed, then we cannot be successful in whatever attempt, whatever area that we want to be successful in. So we need to know what are the weakness also for us. That's the fifth topic. That is Virodhicha. Virodhicha. Virodhi means a prapti. Virodhi means, what is it that's stopping me to attain the prapti, the end result? What is it that's stopping me to attain the end result? We need to know those enemies, Virodhis. And these are the 5 topics which has been elaborately discussed in the Itihasas, Puranas, Vedas, Upapuranas, and any of these things. And Bhagavatam is a literature that covers these topics in every single step that we are learning. Who is God? Who am I? What is the means to attain God? What am I going to do after I attain God? And what are the obstacles that's coming in my way to attain God? Right? These are all bundled up in Bhagavatam in a very beautiful story format. There's many stories which explains all these different 5 topics. And one of the topics, one of the story, beautiful story that we are going to see today is the story of Vritrasura. Vritrasura. And Asura, there's a fight between Asura, Vritrasura, and Indra. So we are going to see that in today's discussion. Before we get into that, there are few other stories, small stories, or chapters that we will cover before we get to the Vritrasura story. Before we even get to the other small stories, just a recap of what we did in the previous session is the story of Ajamila. How Ajamila, even being a sinful person, was somehow or the other, by the grace of the Lord, he was able to chant the name of the Lord, Narayana. In that way, he was escaped from going to hellish condition, hellish planet. He was saved and he was given a second chance in his life to repent himself and perfect himself, and he returned back. That's what we saw in the previous session, how he returned back. Therefore, in the story, the importance of chanting has been mentioned. The glories of chanting, the benefits of chanting is all mentioned in Ajamila's story. That's what we learned from that. And that's one of the way upayam that we spoke about five things, right? One of the upayam is by cultivating bhakti. And the easiest way of cultivating bhakti is by chanting the name of God. There are 32 vidhais are there in the bhakti process. 32 different vidyas are there, and easiest one that we can pick is the chanting of the Lord's name, because that doesn't require much strain for anyone. Anyway, we've been talking. We like to talk. We do so many talking. So why don't we add talking about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, right? Therefore, it's been explained in this Ajamila story. So as I said, we'll see Vritrasura's story. But before that, one thing that Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukadeva Goswami is, I heard that Indra offended his guru. His guru is Brihaspati. Brihaspati was offended and something happened after that. Could you please explain that story? So Parikshit Maharaj was asking this question. Kastya yetoho parityakta acharyan atmanaha suraha etat achakshya bhagavan chishyanam akramam kuru. Akramam means offenses. Kramam means that which is in order. Krama means that is which is in order. That is kramam. Akrama means that which is not in sequence or not in proper order. Right? In other words, one does whatever the action that's been done. Krama means it's as per the Shastra, as per the literature, Dharma Shastra. That which is not as per the Dharma Shastra is called akramam, which means going against the Dharma Shastra. So Parikshit Maharaj was asking this question. I heard that there is something that Indra went against the Shastra, Dharma Shastra, which means he's saying he offended. Offending a great soul, offending a guru is against the Dharma. A Shishya means he should never offend his guru in any ways. Even if the Shishya knows, he thinks he knows the answer. If he thinks he knows more than his guru, still he should not reveal that to guru. Or especially if, in other words, even if a guru usually does not make mistakes, assuming guru makes a mistake, and Shishya should not put guru in a public forum until you made a mistake. It could be a one-on-one conversation, but never to make that an obvious thing to the public. So Shishya's responsibility or quality is to be submissive to his guru all the time. So therefore, I heard that something went wrong with Indra. the way he treated his Guru Brihaspati. Could you please tell what happened in the heavenly planet? So Sukadeva Goswami said, well, once upon a time, like all the stories starts with, once upon a time, Indra was seated in his Indraloka, Indrapatna, on his beautiful throne, surrounded by so many great soul, Maru, Vasu, Rudras, Adityas, and Vishwadevas, Sadhyas, Ashwini Kumaras, Siddhas, Charanas, Gandharvas, and many, no one was missed out. Every Charanas, many people were there. Many different grades of people were there. Saints were there, Apsaras were there, and Kinkaras were there. Many were there. And they were all praising Indra, Indra Puja. They were just all praising and offering their gifts and glorifying Indra, singing songs, and everything was going on in that Indrapatna. And his wife, Sachi Devi, was sitting next to Indra, and all this was going on. Brihaspati, his guru, Indra's guru, Brihaspati, was coming into this arena where this whole thing was happening. Big party was going on. And the party, the center of this party is Indra, right? Limelight was Indra, because everyone is praising Indra. At that point of time, Brihaspati entered the arena, the assembly. He was a spiritual master for all the Devatas. And Indra is the king of all the Devatas, master of all the Devatas. But when Brihaspati entered the arena, Indra, though he saw, he didn't pay any respect. He didn't get up from his seat, did not offer him a welcome, sweet words, did not ask him to take a seat. Nothing was provided to Brihaspati. He was as if he didn't notice anything. Brihaspati could understand what's going on within him. That Indra was losing his etiquette, losing his culture, is not giving proper respect to his guru, because he was puffed up, with the material opulences. Right? Though Brihaspati had power to curse Indra, he has all power to curse Indra, but then he did not curse Indra. He left the place and went quietly. Silently, he just left the place and he went. Was not at all happy that Indra did like this. So as soon as Brihaspati left, Indra noticed this one. Brihaspati walked out. Indra noticed this one. Then he understood, I done a boo-boo. I did a mistake. I shouldn't have done this one. Right? So I don't know what I have to pay for this mistake that I've done. Then he immediately repented for his mistake. He ran in search of his spiritual master, Brihaspati, to bring him back, fall at his feet, ask for forgiveness for what he has done, because of his condition of being very much occupied in his thought, in his pride of his material opulences. Okay? So think like this, then he ran in search of Brihaspati. Brihaspati understood that Indra is coming in search of him, so he just disappeared from the spot. He just disappeared. And he searched all different places, various places, but he couldn't find Brihaspati at all. So he understood Indra, his life is doomed. It's gone. He's going to lose everything that he had. The news spread. It spread all over different places, planetary system, and the news reached to the Asuras. Now, when this news reached Asuras, the Asuras guru was Sukracharya. Sukracharya, who knows the science of success. The science of success depends on the submissiveness of a disciple to his guru. When that is not there, then one cannot be successful in their life. If one start thinking, I'm better than my guru, I know I'm better than my guru, who is this person? He doesn't know. Or a person start thinking about his guru in a way that he doesn't know this language, he has not studied this one, he's born in this family, and etc., etc. then it's all big offenses. It's all big offense. Shukracharya knows the science very well. And Indra, which failed to understand this one because of material opulence. So Shukracharya advised his disciples, who are the Asuras, saying, this is the right time. This is the best time that you people can attack the Devatas. And you will for sure be successful if you do this one. Because they got into the bad books of their Guru. They don't have the grace of their Guru. The Guru has rejected them, which means they're not going to get anything. They're going to be a big failure in their life. So this is the best opportunity for you people, Asuras, to go and attack the Devatas. And the Asuras become so very happy. They took this opportunity and the advice of their Guru, Shukracharya, and left immediately to Indrapatna. And the news came to Indrapatna, and they all could not defend themselves. The Asuras were very strong because of their dedication to their Guru. Whereas in this other hand, they were becoming weaker and weaker and weaker because they lost the mercy of Guru. Now the Asuras started chopping off, cutting off, and hitting and killing many Devatas. The Devatas were losing their head, their arms, their thighs, and the bodies being injured, and profusely the bloods were pouring out of their body, and they don't know what to do. They just ran out of the spot, and they went to Brahmaloka. The Brahmaloka is higher than the Swargaloka in the planetary system, 7 lokas. So they went to Brahma. They have access; they can go. So they went to Brahmaloka. And then as soon as Brahma saw, who are these people? Fully, completely different to look. Blood and hands are broken and all the different things. Who are you people? Well, we are the same. Devatas, your children. Oh, I couldn't identify you. You look so different. Yeah, the problem is the Asuras have taken over. What mistake did you do? Well, Indra said, this is what has happened. I made a mistake when Brahaspati came and he left. Because of this, everything started happening. Aho bata sura shrestha hi abhadram ya va kritam mahat brahmishtam brahmanam dhantam aishwaryan nabhyanandatha. Then Brahma said, what? This is a big mistake you've done out of madness. This is complete madness. Madness of having a material opulences. He said there are 4 things that's been mentioned which makes a person to become mad. Mad means in a different sense of mad. A person becomes mad on 4 factors. Number 1, because of his education, high education. Number 2, because of his wealth. Number 3, because of his birth. Number 4, because of his appearance. Okay, these are the 4 things can make a person go mad. If I am born in a better family, in a higher caste family, then that might go into my head that I am Brahmana, I am so and so, you are not so, you're low caste, I am higher caste. That might go into the head and a person become mad in his behavior, in his actions, in his talk and in his thoughts. And if a person is highly qualified, highly educated, very qualified, he knows all the shastras, he knows everything, he has double, triple PhD, right? Then he start thinking, well, I am PhD, I know all the 700 slokas, I know Bhagavatam, I know the Vedas, I know Sanskrit, I know everything. What are you telling me? Right? Who are you to tell me? Right? So when these things might go into the head, and again, a person can become mad because of his education. And the third factor is, wealth. When I have wealth, I start thinking I can do anything in this world. I can buy and do and control, because everything that's happening in the world is based on this currency, money, right? If you have money, you can do anything. That's a mantra that goes around in the world. The whole corporate, and everything that you see, is all goes on the bar, higher. Whether the bar goes higher, or is flat, or it goes down. It's all based on the graph that we see. Everything is based on that particular graph. So one tried to control the world through this money factor, right? Therefore, if I have a lot of money, and if you don't have money, obviously I think I can do anything, whereas I can even control you with my money. So that can go into the head. And the fourth is appearance. Usually this doesn't happen, but it could also be possible, where I think even a crow thinks is beautiful than the other crow. Okay, then what to speak of other things? So we ourselves, how much ever bad we might look, but when it comes to when we go and stand in front of the mirror, okay, wow, what a beautiful hair I have, nice hair, nice eyes I have. No one has a nose like me. I have a beautiful, nice nose. I think I know what nose I have and what eyes I have. But I start thinking, am I not looking handsome? Am I not looking beautiful? Then that lady, that man, and look at him, cross nose, and his ears are too small and not a shape. I'm handsome. Really speaking, I'm better than anyone else. Right? Appearance. Though we all know the appearance is going to go down as we get older, but this person starts thinking, I'm looking good, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, and that madness goes into the head. Therefore, these four things might make a person completely ruin his life. So Brahma is saying the madness of your opulence is a result of all this that all that you're going through in your life. That's the cause of it. So Indra knows this. Indra knows this very well. So when you keep hearing the same thing again and again, it gets a little hard on you. Though Indra was asking, what am I going to do now? I couldn't find Brahaspati. I went searching for him and to ask forgiveness, but then I couldn't find him. He's totally upset with me. What am I going to do now? And Brahma said, well, you have to continue your work. You have to do whatever you need to do. Your corporate world should function. Agni should go on with his job. Varna should do his job. And Yama should do his job. Everyone has to do their jobs. Therefore, you need to have a priest. You need to have a guru. You need to have a brahmana to do whatever the pujas and yagyas and everything to continue. Therefore, I have a suggestion for you. Please approach Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa, a son of Tvashta. So you approach him and then request him to become your priest. This is what Brahma suggested. And your life can continue. And in that way, the asuras will stop attacking you. Because you are under the shelter of the Brahmana. You will be taken care. But one piece of advice, Brahma says to Indra, one piece of advice, that is tolerate Vishwarupa. He gives this warning to him. Tolerate Vishwarupa. Because he has some soft corners for the asuras. He has some soft corners for the asuras, Vishwarupa. Because his father is a Brahmana, his wife comes from a asura. There's a combination of these two. Therefore, he has some sort of liking or attraction towards them also. So therefore, tolerate him. Tolerate him. And then Indra was very happy with the solution. Then he went to meet with Vishwarupa. He went to Vishwarupa and he started speaking. All the devatas, included Indra, everyone started speaking to Vishwarupa, praising him, requesting him to accept to become as their priest. And he was just telling, by age, Vishwarupa was younger to Indra and many of the Devatas. Vishwarupa was younger by age. So he was telling, Indra was telling, the Devata was telling, do not feel that since you're younger, how can you accept respect from us? Because as it is the Vedas says, a person can be a guru not based on age, based on their knowledge and based on their practice. Because these two things are very important. A person can have knowledge but never practices, then that person is no worth. And the second factor is a person may practice, but the person does not have any knowledge of the scriptures, and that is also not going to be useful. Therefore, a person should have both of these things to be called themselves to be fit to be in a position of a guru. A person should know the scriptures, and whoever knows the scripture, that person should also be practicing what he knows in his life. So both should be there. So you have this both, Vishwarupa. Therefore, do not consider yourself be younger than us, and how can you accept us? Age is not a barrier for one to become a guru. A caste is not a barrier for one to become a guru. Therefore, anyone can become a guru as long as they have these two things. Know the essence of the Vedas and they follow in their life strictly for the ultimate purpose of the Vedas, to understand and follow in their life. So you would be the right person for us. Could you please accept our request and become our priest? That's all we see. And then Vishwarupa, hearing this, he became very happy and very pleased. He said, how can I refuse? How can I refuse? And this is also coming from Brahmaji. I have to accept this, not for your benefit, for my own benefit. For my own benefit, I have to accept this service to serve you all. And then with this one, he became their priest and he started doing the yagyas, homas, and pujas and everything. He also taught Indra Narayana Kavacha mantras that protects who chant these mantras. He instructed this also to Indra, the Narayana Kavacha. And then after this, the Indra again got back his opulences. Everything was back to normal, and Asuras could not do anything to any of these people. And they also, Indra was also being advised that he should do the yagyas, many yagyas. And then he approached Vishwarupa, and Vishwarupa agreed to do the yagyas so that Indra can establish his position very strong. Vishwarupa had 3 heads. Like Brahma had 4 heads, Vishwarupa had 3 heads. Okay. Now, as we saw earlier, Vishwarupa has a connection to the Asuras. So while Vishwarupa was doing yagya and chanting mantras, so he offered ahuti. Ahuti means you have to offer things into the fire sacrifice. While offering the Vedas mantras, by chanting the mantras, Indraya idam swaha, so he has to offer a portion of that to certain devatas. This portion is meant for Indra. Next, he has to say idam agnehe, so he chants and offers another set to Agni Devata. Like this, every portion has to be, everything has to be given to certain devata. While he was doing so loudly, he was also chanting some offering ahuti very softly. That was, he was also offering a portion of this to the asuras. Okay, he was offering to devatas very loudly and also offering some portion of it to the asuras also. And Indra noticed this one. Indra noticed that Vishwarupa is offering a portion of it to the asuras, who are his enemies. And Indra couldn't tolerate this one. Indra couldn't tolerate it. immediately he came and chopped off all the 3 heads of Vishwarupa on the spot. He didn't even question. He didn't even put inquiry. He didn't even give a chance. He came, chopped off all the 3 heads of the priest Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa left the body. He died. Again, Indra got into the problem. Already did a mistake. To rectify this mistake, someone offered him to help. He came, that is Vishwarupa. Now, who came to help is Vishwarupa. Now he got offended by Vishwarupa, got upset with Vishwarupa. He killed Vishwarupa also. But the news went very quick to Twashta. Twashta is Vishwarupa's father. Twashta became so very angry hearing this news that Indra has killed his dear son Vishwarupa. He becomes so very angry. So with his anger, he performed a special yajna and created another son. He created another son through the yajna process. They are great souls, they can do all those things. Some unimaginable, very fearsome, terrible looking, tall, blackish, looks like a huge mountain who was breaking through the skies. His eyes were looking spread all over like a melted copper. His eyes were hot red. Holding Trishul, the trident in his hand, jumping and dancing and screaming, a personality came out. The entire earth was trembling because of this personality who appeared from this fire. He was roaring like anything. Everyone was shocked by his roar. It was like as if our heart was jumping and going to come out of our body. It was so terrible. He was licking his tongue, right? So he was doing all sort of things, jumping everywhere. And then Twashta said, he specially created this asura called Vritrasura. He created to kill Indra. But while he was doing this, unfortunately, he made a mistake in his chanting. Therefore, while he was saying that he wants someone to kill Indra, by mistake, the mantra got mixed up, the pronunciation got wrong, therefore, it got reversed, saying that someone who will be killed by Indra. So eventually, we know the answer that Vritrasura is going to be killed by Indra. Okay, but nevertheless, the appearance of Vritrasura scared everyone to death. Everyone was thought that's end of the creation. That's end of the creation. Looks like it's pralaya is going to happen very soon. Right? So when this news and when the devatas heard this one, that Twashta is created Vritrasura to destroy Indra and everyone, they all don't know what to do. At this time, they didn't have much time to go to the layers of Brahma, from Brahma to Vishnu. They didn't have any of these layers because they were in an emergency situation. Therefore, they immediately worshipped the Supreme Lord Narayana. They started praying to Narayana, the Supreme Lord, with a lot of prayers. And the Lord appeared in front of them and said, only one way that you can destroy this Vritrasura who's meant to kill you is by approaching a great personality called Dadichi. Dadichi is another great sage. If he can offer his body to you, bones, his body, his bones to you, with those bones that you collect from Dadichi, you make a weapon. And with that weapon only, you can destroy Vritrasura. There's no other options that you have. So that is what's been given to them. And the Lord disappeared on the spot. And after having a solution, Indra, along with his devatas, other demigods, they all went and approached Dadichi. And when they approached Dadichi has a special connection with Ashwini Kumara because he also helped them, teaching them certain things. So they approached and they asked him, we have come here begging to you something. We want some help from you. He said, what do you want? Well, we want your bones, your body. So we can take bones from your body and we can make a weapon and then kill the Vritrasura. What? Are you asking, are you sensible? You're coming and asking my body, which means you want me to die? Unless until that happens, you can't get my body. You can't get my bones. Killing means it's pain. I have to go through the pains. So how can anyone be voluntarily taking pains on their body? That is not good. And I'm not ready to take pains on my body. Why should I take pains over me? Moreover, everyone likes their body. Everyone likes their body. Everyone is attached to their body. I'm not an exception. I'm also attached to my body. I can't bear pains and I don't want to leave this body. So what are you talking about? I think this is not going to work. This is not going to happen. You go to any person, you ask any person, they're going to refuse. They're not going to give the body. And I'm not going to do so. So the message has been given here. All of us, if we understand that the goal of our life is all based on how we identify ourselves now, the goal changes. Okay, in our life, the goal changes based on how we see ourselves. For instance, if we see us as this body, then the goal is going to be based on that understanding of this body. Right? So I am this body. I'm going to live in this body. If I die, death means annihilation of the body. That's it. Therefore, as long as I live, I need to have a good life because I am this body. I'm not different than this body. Therefore, my goal is going to be based on this body. Therefore, I need to have a good house to live, maybe a couple of houses or 3-4 houses. Wherever I want, I can go and stay there. Even though one person cannot live in multiple houses, I want many homes. I want wonderful family members so that they can provide happiness to my body. I want good food. I want good cloth so I can look handsome and beautiful. And all those things are based because that I understood that I am this body. Therefore, everything is revolves. I'm me going to work, earning money, eating food, sleeping. Everything is based on this idea. I want to be happy as long as I'm in this body because I am this body. And this person doesn't even say that I'm in this body because he thinks that he's body. Where is he going to think I'm in this body? If you think the other way around, that I am not this body, then the goal is going to change. The goal will change. Since I am not this body, how does it matter whether I have a mansion or whether I have an apartment? How does it matter whether I eat now or I don't eat now? How does it matter whether someone respects me or glorifies me, doesn't respect me? How does it matter whether there is someone calls me as my friend or someone calls me as enemies? How does all these things matter? Because everything that they are saying is all related to the body. I am not the body anyway. I am Atma. Therefore, my goal is going to change, not based on the body, it's going to be based on the Atma. Right? So we can understand from the story that 5 things that are very important to know about God, to know about ourselves, to know the means to attain God, and what am I going to do? And the last thing is, how am I going to deal with my enemies who are stopping me from achieving my goal to attain God? So it all depends on first basic principle, understanding who am I. If that basic principle is not clear, it changes the path altogether. The entire journey is going to detour. It's going to take over to a different route. So it's very important we have this clear understanding. Dadichi said, what are you talking about? Giving up the body and giving to you my bones? What nonsense is this? And Indra did not leave. He knows very well that this is not going to work. So he just fell at the feet of Dadichi and begged profusely. There's no other way other than you that I can deal with this Vritrasura for the benefit of human, for the benefit of society. Sacrificing life is a higher cause. Okay, Indra is saying all this thing to Dadichi. Dadichi knows very well what is dharma. He knows very well he is not this body. He was just going through the extreme case of testing Indra. That's all he is doing. Right? He knows. We are going to see very shortly now. So Indra was saying, for the benefit of society, one can go to the extreme case of giving up their life. So this is, you're going to benefit the entire creation, because Vritrasura it cannot be stopped. It cannot be stopped. So the only way we can stop him otherwise he's going to destroy the entire universe. So only way we can stop him is by your help. And I'm begging you, dhanam. I'm begging you, right? I'm begging you to help us in the situation. So one can only ask dhanam or charity from a person who is qualified to give dhanam, right? If a beggar goes and, if I go and ask a beggar, could you please give me $100? He will tell, what? I don't even have $1. You're asking $100, right? So donation or a charity should be asked to the right person. Otherwise, we're not going to get it. Therefore, you are the right person. We have come. You are the one who can give us that charity, dhanam. The dhanam is your body, your life. That's all we are. That's all we are looking for, and this is the only option left now. So kindly help us. And when this was said, then Dadichi said, Indra, I know everything, and I'm not worried about this body. I'm not this body. I'm not attached to any of these things. So, for the benefit of higher cost, I'm ready to give up my body. Because if not today, tomorrow I have to leave the body anyway. When I leave tomorrow, I don't know how I'm going to leave. It could be a pitiable situation where I don't have a control of the body, leaving the body. It could be any situation. And now at least I know I'm doing for a good cause. Let me accept your proposal and give up the body. Therefore, he was ready. Let it be used for dharma purpose. It is important message that we should understand the human birth, a body is to follow dharma. That's the purpose of why the body has been given to all of us. As long as we are using the body to follow the dharma and cultivate bhakti, then we are using it in a right way. Otherwise, it is not good. We are misusing the God-given body. Therefore, Dadichi said, let me use it in proper way, for a proper dharma, and I am for the welfare of everyone, and I will give up this body for you people. And he was ready, and he left the body. He left the body. That was the power the rishis had. So Indra became very happy, and then with the help of Vishwakarma, he collected the bones of Dadichi and then made a special nice weapon. And now he was very confident that he can defeat Vritrasura. He got on his elephant, Airavata, the white elephant, Airavata, with all his armies, all the devatas, everyone. They all went.
Prabhuji?
Yes?
But that Muni was Indra chopped his head, right? Then how could the Muni come back?
Oh, that Muni is Vishwarupa. That Muni is different. That one was a different one. Okay, that person has died. Oh. Vishwarupa is dead. And this one is Dadichi. Is a different rishi, different person. He is not Vishwarupa. He's another one.
Okay.
Now, any other questions before we get into the battlefield between Indra and Vritrasura? It's a very beautiful fight because there's going to be a wonderful conversation that we are going to see, that Vritrasura is going to speak and Indra is going to respond to that one. Very nice conversation. A lot of things can be learned from that. Any questions at this point?
Prabhu, is Dadichi Shiva's Bhakta? Shiva's devotee, correct?
I don't know.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, we can continue, and I'll open up for questions again after a few minutes. Now, the battle started. Vritrasura, along with his other Asura gangs, they all lined up. And Indra, with his gang, they all lined up. They were fighting. Lined up means just not lining up and looking at each other. This fight started. Each one were cutting off each others and chasing behind others. And it was unbearable, unimaginable fight. Everyone were thinking this is the end of the world. It's completely done. Everyone is going to die because no one could stop Vritrasura. Vritrasura was so powerful, very powerful. And everyone thought that this is going to end. At the point of time, Vritrasura started speaking. Vritrasura started speaking. He started telling that two ways people have glorious death. He was talking to the Devatas, specifically addressing Indra. He was addressing Indra that people have death in two ways, glorious death in two ways. One is by performing yoga, like bhakti yoga and so. Another way of glorious death is having a fight in the battle, dying in the battlefield. Okay, these are the two glorious deaths one can have, either by performing bhakti yoga or by fight in the battlefield. That is how it's been recommended. So, Indra, what are you waiting for? You are such a person who has offended a person who came to help you. You killed a Brahmana. You offended your spiritual master. Not only that, you killed my brother. Vishwarupa is brother because the father is same, Tvashta, right? So you killed my brother who came to help you. What type of person you are? You are a stone-hearted person, right? You cannot be forgiven. You are a sinful person because you killed a Brahmana who has been appointed as a chief priest for you. You didn't pay any respect to him. You are deprived of all good qualities. You are a cruel person, and you call yourself as a leader for other devatas. Therefore, what I'm not going to leave you, I'm going to finish you. My whole purpose of being born is to kill you. By killing you, I satisfy my brother, my father. So at this point of time, Indra became very angry hearing all these statements. And then he fought with Vritrasura. The fight was continuing. And at one point of time, Indra lost all his weapon, meaning he was weaponless. He fell down. And even at that point of time, Vritrasura was speaking to him, encouraging him to fight. Encouraging him to fight. Since you have come here to fight, kill me, don't give up your hope. Get up and fight. I am ready here to fight with you. At that point of time, Vritrasura closed his eyes and then started meditating on the Supreme Lord. Aham hare tava padaika moola dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhavaha bhuvaha. That's bhuvaha. Dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuvaha. Manaha smaretasu patir gunaste grinita vak karma karotu kayaha. Karotu kayaha. He said, I will again be able to take shelter of the servant of the Supreme Lord's lotus feet. My life is to serve the Supreme Lord. So he was just meditating on, because it's time for him to leave the body, he knows he's going to be killed. So he was just remembering about the Supreme Lord and his wonderful qualities. At the point of time, he reminded Indra that, what is that you forgot? You got a special weapon from Dadichi. Use that weapon and kill me. He reminded this to Indra because Indra was losing hope. He was saying that he cannot kill Vritrasura at all. So he was just reminding him, get ready and kill me with that weapon. Again, Vritrasura was meditating. At that point, he was just meditating on the Lord. The way he was thinking is, as a baby bird that has not developed their wings, always look for the mother to return and feed this baby bird. He gives an example like this. Number one is a baby bird example. Number two is the calves who's been tied by the rope, is waiting to drink milk from the mother cow. Number two. And the third example he gives, Priyam Priyeva Vyustitam Vishana, where he says that, like, how these are waiting for the arrival of mother bird, the arrival of mother cow. Likewise, the wife who's waiting for her husband to return back home. I always wait for an opportunity to serve the Lord. I'm waiting for an opportunity to serve the Lord directly. So beautiful examples that Vritrasura is giving here. Even though he is an asura, but then we can see that how he is a wonderful devotee, right? the baby bird is helpless, but is waiting for the mother to come to feed. By this, it explains that a devotee should be like a baby bird, like helpless situation. When we start thinking that we can save ourselves, then we think we are independent of God. When we know that is not true, either we know by taking advices from the great souls, or we have to experience this in our life, that we cannot save ourselves. It is the Lord who have to save me. Right? And likewise, the calves who's been tied with ropes is anxiously waiting to drink the mother's milk. A devotee is also waiting to approach and taste the nectar of the lotus feet of the Lord. It's like a milk, right? Taste the milk, meaning taste the lotus feet of the Lord. He's anxiously waiting. Even though he lives in this body, he's eagerly waiting. That's why for the devotees, death is a marriage. Death is not something to be feared for. For the devotees, death means it's a marriage. Marriage to who? The Supreme Lord. That's how they see. Now I'm leaving this place, I'm returning back to my husband's place. My husband is Krishna. I'm going back to my husband's place. Right? So why do you go back? To serve him. Okay? And until that point, like a wife is waiting for her husband to return back home, we all have to be waiting in a wait period, anxiously waiting for the Supreme Lord to come to us. We should also be in the same mood, right? Like a wife who's waiting for her husband to return back home. We are the wives of Krishna. Right? It doesn't matter whether you're born in a human, whether you're born in a man's body, or a woman's body, or a lion's body, or a dog's body. It doesn't matter. We are all wives of Krishna. Therefore, if you're wife of Krishna, we should eagerly wait for our husband to return back. And another important point we should also know is, being a wife of Krishna, we should not be attracted to other men. In other words, the wife should not think my neighbor is better than my husband. Or the wife should not think my neighbor or someone else, other men, can take care of me better than my husband. Or the wife should not think that I've been asking my husband for several years, but he never gave me this one. Therefore, let me look for another Purusha, another man who can give me this one. Right? A chaste wife means she should have these qualities. Chaste wife means she has no one else in her mind other than her husband. Number one. Number two, a chaste wife is one who has a complete confidence that her shelter and she will be only protected by her husband. Number two. Number three is that whatever she needs, she will get only by her husband, no other men. Number four, my only purpose is to serve that one husband, not many husbands, not many people. Just 4 points are very important to be called as a chaste wife. Okay? Now apply the same thing in us. Just now we saw we are all wives of Krishna, irrespective of the physical appearance. We are all wives of Krishna. That means what? We have to be a chaste wife of Krishna. How do we be chaste to Krishna? Number one, Krishna is the only one who can protect me, give shelter. Krishna is the only husband. I don't have any other husband. Number two, Krishna is the one who I have to serve, not other devatas. Okay? Not that Monday one God, Tuesday one God, Thursday one God, Friday one God, Saturday one God, Sunday one God. No, my husband is Krishna. If Krishna is my husband, I don't really worry about other men, other devatas. And let me serve my one husband, only one husband. And another thing is, Krishna is the one who can protect me. No other devatas can protect me. No one can protect me. We can go running to many devatas, doing this puja, that puja, and everything. But that is not chaste wife. That is not a quality of being a chaste wife. So let's understand from here, this point that Vritrasura is making is like a wife who's waiting for her husband to return back home. Vritrasura is telling, I'm eagerly waiting to go back to Krishna. So the only way this all can happen if I leave this body, Asura body. That's the only way that I can return back to Krishna. Okay? Attachment to my body, attachment to my wife, attachment to my children, attachment to my home, attachment to my property, attachment to my whatever I have. As long as I am attached to these things, attachment to Krishna is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But as long as I utilize these things that I have, my body, my wife, my husband, my children, my home, my knowledge, my wealth, my everything that I have in service of Krishna, then I start detaching myself because that is not mine anyway. That's not mine anyway. In that way, I am not this body. My master is Krishna. When he said he was ready, and Indra went ahead and chopped hands of Vritrasura. Indra chopped the hands of Vritrasura. Vritrasura did not have arms anymore. But then he opened his mouth. Vritrasura opened his mouth. The lower jaw was touching the ground, the upper jaw was touching the sky. Such a huge mouth. And he swallowed Indra. He just swallowed Indra. Right? He just took him inside. And then Indra did not die inside because he's been protected by the Narayana Kavacha. He pierced, tear opened from Vritrasura and came out. Even before that, Indra, when he was completely defeated, it was Vritrasura who had told him and gave him encouragement to get up and fight. Do not give up. Do not give up. Fight. Even though I don't have arms, I'm fighting. What's wrong with you? You have arms, you have legs, and you have everything. Why are you losing hope? Do not lose hope. When I can fight, you can also fight. Get up and fight. And that's when Indra got ready and then took the weapon, special weapon, and killed Vritrasura. But before killing Vritrasura, Indra spoke great things about Vritrasura. You are such a wonderful person. You are such a mature person. You have so much knowledge. You are a great devotee of the Lord. You know everything. You know what's the purpose of life. You are dedicated to Krishna. You are Sattva Guna. Though you're born in Asura, you are born as Asura, you have all the Sattva Gunas. You're completely detached. And Vritrasura said, all those things are very good. Now you do your duty first. That should not stop you from doing your duty. I do my duty, you do your duty. My duty, the reason of me being born is to fight with you and try my best to destroy you. And your purpose is to destroy me. So let's not lose our idea. Therefore, let's fight. So they fought, and then finally Vritrasura was killed. And Indra could see the Atma of Vritrasura leaving the body and returning back to Vaikuntha. And after that, the head of the Vritrasura was so thick and so big, it took 360 days for Indra to complete cutting off Vritrasura's neck. It was so huge and so strong and so thick. After this happened, all the devatas from the sky, Gandharvas and Siddhas, they all showered flowers and praised. And both Vritrasura got what he wanted and Indra got what he wanted. Therefore, the Lord satisfied both of them. Vritrasura wanted the biggest kingdom. Vritrasura also wanted kingdom. Indra also wanted kingdom. Right? Indra wanted his kingdom, Indrapatna. Whereas Vritrasura wanted the spiritual kingdom. Therefore, Krishna satisfied both of their wishes. Indra got his kingdom. He settled in this material world, continued doing his job. Vritrasura doesn't want to stay here. He wanted the bigger kingdom. Therefore, Krishna gave him the bigger kingdom. So Krishna fulfills and satisfies everyone's needs. All we have to have is proper consciousness, proper faith. And when we ask Krishna, it's better to be like Vritrasura than being like Indra. A lot of points in this story, which due to time, I just cut short, because Indra also praises him and Vritrasura also gives some more good advices and prayers to the Lord, which as time permits, you all can please go through this chapter and enjoy in detail. I'd like to stop here, and thanks for listening, and forgive me for any offenses. We can open up for any discussions or questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. First of all, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation and this lecture. Like so many things you have covered in this 1 hour, like Guru Tattva, Jiva Tattva, Guru Aparad, many things. I'd like to ask one question regarding like Indra offended his Guru. So regarding that, I wanted to ask one question. So if we unintentionally make any offenses at the lotus feet of our Guru, I know there should not be any prayaschitta, but is there any way out to atone for that? Or in other words, I want to put one perspective. For example, like at the during the time of initiation, we promise our Gurudev that we will chant 16 rounds, but sometimes we think that it happens that during the chanting, we might become inattentive. So it will be considered as a Guru Aparad also. So how can we atone for that also? So.
Well, when the Guru accepts us as their disciple, they accept us not based on any qualification. First thing we need to understand is they know that I am giving initiation to this person, not that this person has qualification. He doesn't have any qualification. And we should also know that because I'm qualified, I'm getting initiated. No, I have no qualification. Therefore, I'm taking the shelter of a Guru's lotus feet, so that by his mercy, by his help, I will cultivate that qualification. I've developed that qualification to be a good devotee. So Guru knows. Okay. First thing we have to have that understanding. Now, in the process, in the practices, there are always chances. Sometimes people doesn't pay attention. Not sometimes. Most of the time, people doesn't pay attention in the practices that they're doing, specifically the chanting. And that is not considered to be an offense at Guru's lotus feet. Okay, because initiation is the time where the holy name has been given to us. Okay. In our practice in ISKCON, it is said that one has to be chanting 16 rounds for 6 months or 1 year so that they can get initiation. But in reality, actually speaking, initiation is the time when Guru gives the Harinam. That is why it's called Harinam Diksha. That's when the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the Harinam Diksha, is given to the disciple. That means that's when he's going to start chanting Hare Krishna. And in the chanting of Hare Krishna, Namabhas, different stage, Suddha Nama, and then Aparadha, the different stages of chanting holy name is there. We are all going to start chanting with offenses initially, for sure. And then it changes to offenseless clearing stage. And then that stage stages into a pure state, Suddha Nama. So this is all happens under the shelter of Guru, by the grace of Guru, by the instruction of Guru. Therefore, inattentive chanting initially is not an offense. Another thing is, and another question that you asked is, it is an offense if someone has committed an offense unintentionally. In Kali Yuga, out of 3 things, 1 thing is excused. Only in Kali Yuga. One makes offense through mind, a person makes offense through word, a person makes offense through action. Kali Yuga has a little concession that a person who makes offenses through manasa, mind, can be waived off. Please understand, that does not mean it's encouraging us to start thinking bad about others. That's not what it is. Because in Kali Yuga, it is clear that mind is totally out of control. At least let us not account for that aspect. That's how we should understand this. Therefore, when we make any offense, unintentional offenses to Guru, then obviously the only way that we can rectify this is by, like how Indra did, by repenting and then asking for forgiveness at the lotus feet of Guru. If at all we come to realize that I made some unintentional mistake. But if a person doesn't even realize that the person has committed mistake and goes on with his life, then unintentionally unaware, one doesn't have an awareness, those mistakes are also waived off. It's not considered as a big offense. Did I answer your question, Priya Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Do you have any follow-up on that, or you're satisfied?
I think you have explained it so beautifully and so in detail. I think I was a little bit confused about the thing, like sometimes I become inattentive, maybe unintentionally. Like I try to always concentrate during chanting. So I wanted to just check with you or confirm that it will be considered as a good offense or not. But you have cleared it.
Yeah.
And also the other question you have answered like very nicely, like
Okay.
when we unintentionally make offenses. So thank you. I have another question, but I don't want to take up the entire QA session. If nobody has any questions,
Hold
then
on. Yes, let's hold on and see if anyone else have a question. If not, then you can ask your question.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else wants to add anything to this discussion today?
Hare Krishna, Babu Narayana here.
Yes, Narayan Prabhu. Can you speak little louder? Yeah, I can hear you barely.
Yeah. So, the Vishwakarma, the Indra chopped his head, and because of that, the Vritsasura, the Rakshasa came. All this because of ignorance of the Indra, it all happened. So, but actually, the demons, Sukracharya must be planning something, so attack him. So, is there any other attack going to happen with Indra?
Sorry, I did not catch all that you said at the end.
So, the Rudrasura, the Rakshasa, born because of ignorance of
Not
the Indra.
one second. Rakshasa, Asuras are two different categories. These are Asuras, not Rakshasas. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that he born because of Indra's ignorance.
Who was born because of Indra's ignorance?
The Indra chopped the head of Vishwakarma.
Not Vishwarupa, Vishwarupa.
Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa's father did some yajna, and so that that Rakshasa came. It all appeared because of what I say is Indra's ignorance.
Sure.
But
Okay.
before the Sukracharya was already planning with Asuras to attack Indra.
Okay.
If that happened,
Okay.
still it's going to happen after that.
It's all happened. We saw that, right? All the fight to happen. Therefore, they couldn't do anything.
Okay, that means they participated.
Therefore, yeah, they already took charge. They fought, and therefore these people doesn't know what to do, and they approached, and Brahma advised to approach Vishwarupa,
Okay.
and then things got to normal. And then again he made a mistake, and again the Asuras came.
Okay, I think I missed it in between. Okay, thank you, bro.
Okay. Okay, if there's no other questions, Priya Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So my second question was that, so I understand that Indra is a rank. So those persons who perform like 100 Ashwamedha yagas, they are eligible to become Indra in Swarga Loka. So, and also that person is a great devotee of the Lord. But we see that throughout Bhagavatam or Shastras, like Indra makes so many mistakes. He is illusioned many times. So regarding that, like I have two questions. So the first question is like, why Indra becomes like illusioned? Indra cannot protect himself from being illusioned, although he is a devotee of the Lord, he is a pious person. And then the second thing is that we, the Jivatmas in this Bhuloka, who is very insignificant, if Indra cannot protect himself from becoming illusioned, how can we protect ourselves from becoming illusioned staying in this material world?
Beautiful questions. I'll go in the reverse order, answering the second one first. It is much easier for us compared to Indra. The reason is because Indra is in a higher post. We were nowhere. We are nowhere. Indra is god of, can you imagine, he's god of so many devatas, right? And the Karma Kanda section of Vedas glorifies Indra so much. And compared to Indra, who lives for so many years, right? Our 360 days, this was one day. Right? He lives for so many years, and we live for short time. He has such an opulence, and our opulence is compared to nothing. His beauty, his knowledge, his strength, we cannot compare any of those things. So there's nothing that we can be proud of in first place. That we should understand. Okay, we have nothing to be proud of when it compared to Indra. So opportunity for us is much more higher than Indra, because for him to fall down is in a higher post. For us to fall down, we are already in the ground. Where are we going to fall down? There's nothing to fall down further. We're already fallen down. So for us to go back and go back to God or remember God is much more easier compared to Indra. Because just imagine, constantly people are praising him and praying him and appreciating him, doing puja for him. He doesn't even have time to chant Hare Krishna mantra. I'm just making it a little dramatic here. He doesn't even have any time to do any sort of thing. Therefore, his bhakti is Mishra Bhakti. Mishra Bhakti means bhakti which is mixed up with all these material things. It's not pure. It's a Mishra Bhakti. But nevertheless, he's a bhakta. Why? He's depending on Krishna. That's the reason Krishna akama sarvakamo va moksha kama udaratihi tivrena bhakti yogena. It is said that whether you have bhakti, whether you don't, whether you are interested in material things, whether you are interested in moksha, whether you are interested in this or whether you are not interested in that, it doesn't matter whatever it is. Be my devotee in the program called Devotee of Krishna. As long as we are in the shelter of this program that I am devotee of Krishna, Krishna will help us to gradually purify and come to the next stage. Therefore, answer one to your second question, how is that Indra himself and what about us? You have to put it in another, you have to reverse that question. It's because Indra, we are not Indra. And therefore, it's easy for us to cultivate bhakti. We are not as busy as Indra. It's easy for us to remove our ego and move on. That's one thing. The other thing is, how is Indra being in that such a knowledgeable person, such a post, and why does he constantly make mistakes? Because of his Mishra Bhakti. Because he has his Mishra Bhakti. But that does not mean he has no choice or chances. He still has chances because he is in the association of saintly people all the time in mode of goodness. They are much more better than us in one sense, in all ways. Narada, he has access to Narada directly. He has a Brahaspati who is a great guru. All those things are there. As an individual person, he has an attraction towards material things, which eventually will also be taken care by Krishna. So we don't need to be concerned and worried about that part. Please continue your further question, follow-up question on this.
I think, Prabhuji, I only had those two questions and I think you have answered it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, there's a question in the chat which says by Greg, can you please explain where King Indra went after the battle with Vritrasura, Manasa, under the tree? What did King Indra do after battle? Was he not ashamed for killing Vritrasura? What happened to King Indra's wife? Did she reconcile with King Indra? Okay, multiple questions here. Okay. Is Indra's, let me take the easy one. Indra's wife, Indra's everyone were safe. They just, not that he left his wife and went away. Everyone were taken care. So his wife was safe. Sachi was safe under the Devatas. Next is, was he not ashamed for killing Vritrasura? No, he was not ashamed to kill, he was not feeling ashamed to kill Vritrasura because that's his duty. As his duty, he had an enemy, the enemy has to be killed. So Vritrasura was his enemy who came to kill him, therefore he killed him. Therefore, he did not feel ashamed of killing Vritrasura. Okay, but he certainly felt ashamed of killing Vishwarupa because he understood what he did was boo-boo, was a mistake. So I think your question is not Vritrasura. I think you're asking about the priest who came, the Vishwarupa. Yes, he felt shamed about that. Okay. Next question on that is, can you please explain where King Indra went after the battle with Vritrasura? He went looking for help. He went to Satyaloka. He went after killing Vritrasura. Okay, after killing Vritrasura, he went back to his place. His place is the heavenly planet, right? So he went back to his kingdom. But if you're asking where did he go after killing Vishwarupa, then yes, after killing Vishwarupa, he went to Brahmaji, and then all those things happened. Okay. is killing of Vishwarupa and Vritrasura considered to Brahmahati? Yes. Yes. The question is being asked here because Brahmahati means killing a Brahmana is a big aparad, big sin. One has to suffer for it. So there is a section in the same what we went through. I did not cover that. So because he killed a Brahmana, he got sins. He got the sin, but what he did was, now this is where it's going to get more interesting discussion, where he divided his sin and gave it to different places. He gave it to different places. One part of his sin was given to a tree, and which produces the liquid, a sort of juice or something. There are some trees which produces juice. So that is nothing but a sin of Indra because of killing the Brahmana. Another part of sin was given to the ocean. So that is, you see the ocean has bubbles, right? That is nothing but considered to be a sin of Indra. Therefore, people who are very strict, they should not drink anything which has bubble. That means what? No soda. Soda has bubble, carbonated, right? Soda should be avoided. As per, if you have faith in Bhagavatam, if you have faith in these things, soda should be avoided because it has bubbles. Considered to be drinking sin of Indra. And another part of sin is given to the earth. Because of that, the earth is not even. It is always has ups and downs. Now the fourth part of the sin is given to women. They accepted the sin. Because of that, the women has, in a month, they have certain days, which the menstrual period, right? The period time is because of Indra committed a sin, and that sin is, part of the sin has been given to women, and that women is carrying over because of that reason. Gopal, Prabhu, did that answer your question? Okay. Okay. Okay, there's a question here. It's already 12:20. If it is okay, I would like to stop here and take this question that's been posted by Jyoti to next session, if that is okay with you, because already 12:20 and I have another meeting to attend and I have to get ready for that. Thank you. But do please remember this question. If I forget also, please remember, and you can ask this question next time and we can address. With that said, thank you all very much. We already went a little beyond our time. Thank you. Thanks for your patience. Have a wonderful week. Hare Krishna. Thank you.